everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another weekly vlog. It is Tuesday today. You guys might have noticed over the course of my channel, I often don't start my weekly vlogs on a Monday because, to be honest, sometimes it's just a lot to remember. When I'm getting into the week, I often have to think about, like, if I wanted to do, like, I don't know, even just doing my own stories for the day, Georgie's stories, any content she needs to film for a weekly vlog or a daily vlog, plus if I want to do a TikTok or a reel or something that day too. It's honestly just way too many things to think about and try and remember, so I just like to not put that pressure on myself, like start my week off well and set myself up and then pick up the camera like the next day once I feel like I'm sort of on top of things. So that's the vibe. But yesterday didn't really miss anything. However, I did go to a heels class last night, which was so fun. I think I vlogged about that once before last year, or even the year before when I was still living at home, I think. So one of my goals this year, actually that's something we're going to talk about. This is my first vlog of 2023. Also, excuse my redness, I am like sunburned in all kinds of weird places, but anyway. First vlog of 2023. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm very excited. I'm going to definitely be sharing my goals with you in this vlog. I also have a lot of questions to answer. I did a question box on my IG and I'm so excited to answer them because they're awesome. Yeah, I'll take you through my week. So one of my goals, which is what I was saying, is to do at least one hobby per week for the whole year. It doesn't have to be different, but I've got like a list of maybe like 5 to 10 things that I know I enjoy that I want to do more of, whether it like brings out my inner child, brings out my competitiveness, my creativity, or it's just really good for like de-stressing, you know, physical activity, all that kind of stuff. So I've got like dancing, boxing, badminton. Started playing badminton, so random, but I love it. Volleyball, like just all different kinds of things. So I did my heels class last night, which was great. So that's my hobby for the week tick. And if I get to do another one, say my friends spontaneously go and play badminton, if I get to do more than one, that's even better. Yeah, I'm just coming to you from my work from home station. It's a work from home day today, which is so nice, purely because Georgie's in a big meeting all day today. So I just set myself up to do work from home. I'm actually just sending off some insights to update her media kit with her partnerships manager, which is, don't know if anyone cares about that. I'm going to be drafting a whole heap of reels for the Rise and Conquer podcast account today, actually, because we are launching journals tomorrow and also opening the cart for the project. If anyone's in the loop, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'll just take you through my week like I usually do and start answering some questions. Hi everyone, I definitely forgot I was vlogging already. It's like 4:45 in the afternoon. Oh, I went and got my nails done. Love them so much. It's not going to focus. There you go. I am starting my healthy nail journey. I have gotten acrylics literally ever since I was able to, since I left school, pretty much on and off forever, and it absolutely ruined my nails. And as soon as my acrylics are off or they start to chip or whatever, I'm a huge nail biter, so I was just destroying my poor nails. So I've decided to get Gel X extensions, which are much better for your nails. They are more delicate though, so I'm going to be really careful, and it's going to really force me to not touch them, pick them, bite them, because it's like an anxious habit of mine. Let me know if you can relate, because it's so awful and it's so expensive, because these were expensive. So that is my motivator, because they're beautiful. And then once my real nails grow a bit longer, I'm going to keep taking my collagen as I always do, but I'm going to be very strict with every day, not biting them. Then I'll switch to the Builder in a bottle, which is like the gel that you get on your natural nails. So that's good. But something not so great that happened today. Look at what freaking happened to my wardrobe. I was literally at my desk, just over there, and I heard a noise, but Sarah's mum, like my housemate's mum, is staying for a couple of nights, and she was like pottering around. Thought it was her doing the washing, so I didn't even get up. And then I came into my room and I was like, oh, holy shit. My whole wardrobe just fell apart. So that's good. And it's still in this same position, because like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, where on earth in my extremely messy room am I gonna put all my clothes right now? I don't know. It's so bad. I was already needing to like put away heaps of washing and now I can't. So I don't really know what to do until I get it fixed. I thought while I think of it, I would go back, I'd go back to my question box and answer a couple of Qs with you. I'm just kind of in the break point between tasks. I finished Georgie's stuff for the day a little bit. Moving on to my stuff briefly, which is like putting some stories up that I wanted to put up. I'm gonna do a reel and a TikTok tonight on my account as well. Feeling a little bit creative, but also a little bit like brain dead. So I just wanna have a chat, refresh, reset, then get back into it. Oh, someone asked about my desk decor. I can definitely run you through that in a second. I need to shut the door. Wow, I'm sorry, that made it a lot darker, but the traffic noise is hectic after like work and school. Okay, someone asked what my morning routine is. It varies a lot, and I'm actually very much someone that loves a bit of flow and really loves my me time in the morning and to sort of just like do whatever I feel I need and not have like that crazy strict, like I hate feeling rushed in the morning basically, and I always want to make sure I have time for myself. So lately what I've been doing is alarm at 4:45. I get up, go for a beach walk. So I drive down to the beach. I can walk, but I drive down to the beach so that my walk is just along the ocean and I can really take in the ocean waves and the sunrise and all that beautiful stuff, rather than like wasting my steps on like the walk to the beach. And then that way I drive straight from there to the gym, start gym at 6, do my 6 AM usually strength class. Then I come home, shower, get ready for the day, make brekkie and a coffee, and then head off to work. And that's pretty much my day. Tips for staying organized. I use Notion. I use that for pretty much everything in my life. My like things to keep track of. I have like a folder for like my personal life, Ellie Kate as like a business, like social media, partnerships, etc. A new business idea, like my coffee shop in the future. I've got my budget, a shopping list, my goals on there so I can easily access them. Even had a page for my 21st birthday when I had a bit of a to-do of what to organize. And then I've got a huge folder for Georgie of like daily tasks, social planner, calendar, like a whole lot of shit for Georgie as well. That's literally my master thing. I love it. Also, my bestie Beck Stewart, you guys would probably know her. She is bringing out a course all about habits, routines, rituals, being organized, and like being your most productive self. It's called The Mindful Method. I'll leave it linked below because that's literally the answer to your question. And she also teaches you exactly how to use Notion, because we both use Notion. Since breaking up with your boyfriend, have you been on any dates? No, I have not. It's not even really something that's crossed my mind. Like in regards to dating and all that, I'm definitely still like, oh, I wouldn't say still healing, but like that crosses my mind sometimes. But I'm not focused on dating at all. Like I actually couldn't think of anything worse right now, because I'm just so, I just want to do so much and have so much to do for myself that like that's all I'm worried about right now, which is actually great. I'm loving it. All right, I think what I'm going to do is just answer a couple more quick fire ones, and then I really want to focus on all the career executive assistant kind of ones a separate time when I'm feeling more like fresh in the brain and I can give you like a solid answer. So journaling prompts. I don't use any journaling prompts. I'm very much a like whatever I need to get off my chest just comes out. If you don't have any, look on Pinterest or Instagram, or Georgie's also bringing out a journal. I've got it right here. It's called the Life Happens For Me journal. It will have been released by the time this goes up, and it literally has a whole glossary of prompts in the front. So I'm pretty sure it's only $44. So if you need that in your life and you're into manifesting and all that woo-woo stuff, I'm obsessed. You should absolutely get it. I'm actually going to start it tonight because I need to get back into my manifesting practices. Do you avoid gluten/dairy? If so, why? I love dairy. Do not avoid it in the slightest. I do avoid gluten because I am celiac, so that's literally the only reason I absolutely have to, which sucks. Do you have Tinder/Bumble? If so, what advice you'd give one navigating dating? So interesting. I didn't expect any dating questions to come through. I do not have Tinder and Bumble. After my first breakup, like post high school, I went on them all, tried them all out. It was a bit of fun, but it was definitely a dopamine addiction breeder, I would say. Like there was a point where I was still quite upset and healing, going through all those things, and I was addicted to all forms of dopamine, and it was like dating apps, Uber Eats, takeaway, online shopping, like that whole sort of instant gratification and that kind of stuff, which I really personally don't think is healthy or good for you if you're jumping on those kind of apps just to soothe yourself when you're still going through a breakup or healing, or still sort of, yeah, repairing, closing that wound. So this time I just absolutely have not at all. It really doesn't interest me. Like the thought of it makes me, I don't know, I'm just such a different person to the first time I tried them all. And like no regrets. Like I went on some fun dates, met some cool guys, like whatever, had some like little flings. You know, I'm very casual about that kind of stuff when I want to be, but I'm just definitely not in that season right now. And I'm very much in a like protect my energy season. Like my time is so valuable. I don't really want to be going on random dates with low vibe guys that are just there for like a quick thing. You know what I mean? So that's my personal 2 cents. Navigating the actual dating outside of things, I don't have a lot of advice. I'm so sorry, because it's just not my thing right now. Oh, love. Okay, question. What things are you focusing on to change your money mindset? I did a TikTok on this, which actually like kind of popped off compared to my other TikToks. And I'm so happy it did, because it's really keeping me accountable. And then I've shared it across on my Instagram. So if you missed it, a huge thing I'm focusing on is my money mindset. And I posted about how Georgie like actually personally called me out on a limiting belief in a block I have, about how I have these huge big goals. Like I want to, like flat out, I want to open a coffee shop. And I'm so okay with like saying that out loud now, because it makes it more real, and it means like I'm gonna do it. So why should I be scared of saying it? Sorry, brief intermission because my camera died. But I have these huge goals that require a lot of financial investment and to be very financially abundant and stable. And Georgie, like I am only 21, and Georgie basically said to me, you're entertaining this idea and this concept that, oh, I'm just young and silly and like having fun, and I'm only 21, so like I'm allowed to be irresponsible with my money and not save and not do the things, is basically the story that I've been like soothing myself with and telling myself with, which is literally blocking me from this other next level that I really want, which is the big dreams, the big goals, being abundant, working towards something like saving enough money to open a cafe. And like you can't just be frivolous and be silly with your money. If that's a goal you have, like it's fine to be like young, fun, 21, like not have it sorted, because so many of my friends are so much older than me, and they say, oh, don't worry, like when I was your age, I didn't have it figured out, like I had no money, which is actually kind of hindering me hearing that, because like, while it's very nice and like comforting, I don't have to keep choosing that if I want these big goals. Like it's so fine to choose that if you're 21, and like I kind of still want that, but I want these huge goals that require me to be responsible and save so much more than I want this, if that makes sense. So she was basically like, you're literally blocking yourself, like it's all you. Sort it out. So I did Georgie's free money mindset ebook, which is on her website. It was fucking phenomenal, and literally none of these are sponsorships, they're all just like my best friends making really cool stuff. But yeah, loved it. Also, I've got a girlfriend, she's actually the podcast brand manager. She's really good with money and has been forever. She's got an investment property, and I really look up to her boundaries and spending habits and stuff. So I literally showed her my budget spreadsheet. I've got her as my accountability buddy of sticking to my budget, because that's my biggest weakness, or was my biggest weakness. I had this great budget, didn't stick to it. So I've fully shown her full transparency, what's in my account now, divided up my actual income where it needs to be, and then I'm going to be accountable to her and show her that I've actually done it, which is amazing. And so far I'm doing well, which is good. It hasn't been very long, but I'm doing well. And yeah, mindset wise, using the abundance meditation on Georgie's podcast is amazing, and just reaffirming my new money stories and the new beliefs I want to have until they become core beliefs. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. This is gonna be so chatty, but I might just show you what I'm having for dinner later, and then I'll answer the career questions maybe in the morning, we'll see. Also quickly, my desk decor, it's a bit messy right now, but this is a book. It's called Start Up to Scale Up, and then this is a little ceramic thing that I bought from, no, let me see if Oh, it's called Holistic Ceramics. Bought it from a little shop. Crystals, sage, etc. This thing is from Kmart ages ago. And then on this side, these are just citrine crystals. This is from the Happy Employee. This is from the Collective Hub. This is from the 5-Minute Journal. This desk is from, I think, Life Interiors, and my chair is also from Life Interiors.
Congratulations, RNC team. What an amazing accomplishment. Journal's alive. Round 6 of the project is live. Yay! And we deserve this.
Yeah, you do, girls.
Pour some champagne.
In my wine glass.
That was congratulations to me.
So guys, as you know, we've just launched the Do It for the Rise and Conquer project.
Do it for the Rising Conquer.
Please buy it.
Can you tell she's had a couple of champagnes? Do it for the Rising Conquer.
That's terrible. Much better. Okay. So, packing the first order from last night. Big thank you to the RNC fam. Next slide. Yeah.
I just feel so close to you. I feel like I can be myself.
I think I've got a folder. Oh, that one says introducing, so irrelevant.
That could just be like maybe those two, but have maybe a flat lay to do the flat lay video and then go into my other meeting. You're good?
Yeah, so you're happy for me to post that TikTok and draft those stories?
Yes.
Love.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hello everyone, it is Thursday now. I'm so sorry, I've been really bad at remembering to vlog this week. I'm trying my absolute best. Also, I've been really bad at remembering to use my camera instead of my phone, but obviously last night you saw we stayed back late at the office, launched the journals and the project, the next round of the project. The journals did so well, they're already halfway sold out, which is incredible. And yeah, just went home, cooked HelloFresh, chilled out, watched a bit of The Bachelor with my housemate Sarah, to be quite honest. Really needed to just switch off. Then this morning went to the 6 a.m. gym class with Georgie, got our coffees on the way to the office. I came straight in today. Usually I like to go home, but we have a fully back-to-back day. Like, Georgie's calendar is back-to-back, and I'm also vlogging for her YouTube today. So we planned, because it's a really fun day, she's shooting the mystery moon milk flavor, which comes out back in stock next week, and everyone gets to find out what it is. And then we're doing exciting stuff with the podcast, obviously packing all the journal orders today. It's just a lot happening. So I'm also vlogging for her YouTube vlog today. That's like my POV, so if you also want to watch that, that'll be really fun. Hopefully it'll be up around the same time as this vlog. But yeah, today my day looks like we just edited a TikTok for her page of her packing the order. I'll show you. So I've just edited and posted this one. Also made our brekkie this morning. Once we got in, we started with our meeting. Like, we always just sort of sit down and go through the plan for the day as soon as we get in, and then I get her content off her from her morning, so like pre-workout, going to the gym, etc. I draft that, post her stories, we go through like both of our top 3s for the day, all that. Then I went down, made our brekkie, took a photo because we're also doing a little day on the plate for a feed post for Georgie's account tomorrow, so I gotta send those to the graphic designer to put like some nice little text about like what each meal is and like supplements and stuff like that. So that's on my to-dos today. Gotta edit some content for the Rise and Conquer podcast account. I've got to send updated photos for her media kit, come up with an idea for her own account for the moon milk restock next week, and just a whole lot of content really. Hello everyone, it is Friday morning. So I don't know what happened to me last night, but literally look at my eyes. Like, they've gone down heaps, but especially this right one is so puffy. And I woke up like rubbing them because my eyelids felt so dry and itchy. I couldn't stop rubbing them, and then I thought it was the middle of the night, so I took a Zyrtec and went back to sleep. And then I woke up at 6:30 and I was supposed to get up to my alarm at 4:45 like I do every morning and go and have coffee with my friends, which I do every Friday, and I freaking missed the whole thing because my alarm wasn't going off. Like it was going, but I couldn't hear it. Like, there's no sound. So that was very upsetting, and it kind of put me in a really weird mood to start the day, and had to be at work at 8 anyway. So I literally just like got up, did a post for Georgie, made my brekkie. Now I'm on the way to work, but I don't really know what I did yesterday. Oh, yesterday was such a hectic day at work. I think I tried to vlog a little bit, but I was also vlogging for Georgie's YouTube channel, so I might integrate some of that into it, or I'm not really sure. But literally it was just at work all day, came home, did more work, and went to bed. Today is our usual Friday calendar meeting, and going there now to have the meeting at 8. That's where we like organize Georgie's whole week for the week coming, make sure all her appointments and meetings are confirmed, nothing's double booked. We see what other time she has to create content or to do whatever we need to do that week, podcasts, content creation, like new launches, whatever. And then we book it all in. And then I also have a meeting with Jamie, who's the podcast brand manager, and we're gonna go over content for the Rise and Conquer podcast. And then I have a hair appointment at 12, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'll be able to feel nice and fresh after, and also do some laptop work, which is great. I love having my hair appointments at lunchtime on a Friday. Really nice way to end the week. And then obviously have nice hair for the weekend. But yeah, that's all I've got planned. I'll try and show you throughout the day. Hi everyone, it is Saturday now, and I'm so sorry I wasn't able to show you more details of my week. It was so crazy, feeling very exhausted and a little bit overwhelmed. Actually, I'm so tired. Yesterday I showed you, I went to the hairdresser. I don't know if I showed you the after, but like obviously this is what it looks like. I went super blonde. I literally fell asleep when I was at the basin getting it all washed out and getting my toner in. I fell asleep, and like Tamara, lucky I'm like friends with my hairdresser Tamara, she literally like couldn't wake me up. It was so embarrassing. I've never fallen asleep like properly all the way out at a hairdresser, so that's funny. I've just finished filming my Princess Polly haul, so that will be up before or after this. Love the bikini top, and I'm waiting for my friend Lisa to get here. We'll go down to the beach, which is going to be so nice. But I'm finally getting around to answer some of the career related Q&A questions, so I guess that's really the end of this video. If you're not interested, fine to click off now, but let's go through. Someone asked me, I just started a role in social media with no experience. Do you suggest anything to help me? I honestly think, obviously, like, you get experience by doing the thing, which is the same in any job, in anything in life. So practice, babe. Like, honestly, TikTok is a gold mine, first of all, and I started, like, you know how your For You page kind of like changes to be like whatever you're liking at the moment? My For You page for a bit was like career girlies, like social media managers, PR chicks, freelance people, and I would save all of their stuff. I've got like a little career folder. Like, people would give the best tips on TikTok, and then obviously implementing, practicing, building up your own social media account. If that's not something you want to do, maybe do a blog one that doesn't have like your name or face associated with it if you don't want to like become an influencer or anything, just to practice your social media, build up your skills, have a bit of a portfolio. I feel like that's what I would recommend. Sienna asked, how did you get into being a freelance EA? To give you the quickest rundown possible, because I think someone's actually asked for a specific video on this, which I may do. Please let me know if you do want to do this. Yeah, please share the journey of becoming a freelance EA. How did you get into being a freelance EA? So basically, My first job out of school was at PLC, which is a gym kind of like F45 but a bit like smaller scale than it was popular, and I started out as actually an ambassador myself because I already had my YouTube channel and my Instagram, so that all of that stuff is still on all of my accounts if you want to backtrack and actually see my journey. I've shared it all since I was in year 10, so it's all on there. But if you're new here, a quick rundown is I became an ambassador for the gym right at the end of year 12, and I would go in exchange for like posting stories when I went and stuff like that. And then I got into a degree called digital communications or something, majoring in, I want to say PR, but I don't know, something like that. And so that way I was doing uni and I was working at Priceline still, my part-time job, and the marketing or the owner of the gym knew that obviously that's the field I was going into, that's the degree I was studying, and sort of took me on as an intern to start with, and I managed the ambassadors of the gym and like brought on new ones and stuff like that, and just like did up their little agreements and all that kind of stuff, and I had a little bit of like a KPI. And then I started, I think that's when I got my ABN, because I would just invoice them. I started earning a little bit of money. I think it was like $300 a week for the work that I did. And then I started to increase that, getting more responsibilities. And then I literally became like, I think I was called marketing coordinator or something like that for the specific PLC I was at. And I would have huge KPIs of like new members to sign up. I would manage the whole social media account. I would do like vlogs, take content of the actual gym classes as well, and I would work on some of the classes. And that was full-time for a little bit until COVID hit, and through that one of the influencers was Ellie, who you guys probably know more recently. She was an ambassador for the gym that I brought on. I reached out to her, brought her in, and she knew that I left and COVID happened and all that kind of stuff, and she approached me and asked if I wanted to be her personal assistant just casually 1 day a week. It was her first time hiring someone, my first time doing the whole PA thing freelance. So I obviously already had my ABN, and I would just invoice her for like 1 day a week. I'd go help her pack orders because she started her swim brand and her partner Jake started his like menswear brand all at the same time. So they were packing orders out of their garage, and I would help and do the socials and stuff like that. So that was my first thing. It was 1 day a week, and I had that for a really long time. I think, well, not really long, I think it was maybe like a year and a half, 2 years, but it was just that consistent thing where I always on Mondays was with Ali, and I had a lot of different other jobs throughout that time period. I even worked at like a men's toiletries brand doing their influencers in social media for a bit. So random. So yeah, I've definitely had both experiences of being on the front end, as I am right now, an influencer, and then the back end of being someone that reaches out to influencers, organizes collabs, things like that. So it's extremely beneficial to have both perspectives. It's just like a whole nother edge in both of my roles that, you know, a lot of knowledge and insight that some people don't have if they're just on one side. It's really beneficial. It complements each other really well. So that's something I'd recommend if you're into that. And then yeah, I was Ali's PA for a long time, and then that is how Georgie reached out to me, who I'm now an EA for, as you guys know. So the whole time I was a Naked Harvest ambassador, because I obviously had my own channels, YouTube, Instagram. I would promote Naked Harvest, so that's how she knew me. I met her on the retreat, the first Naked Harvest retreat they did. And then once she had Ivy, her partnerships manager Jay, who actually used to be the PR influencer manager for Naked Harvest, so I already had a relationship with her as well. She suggested to reach out to me. We had a meeting about it, and then I also became Georgie's EA. So it was like 2 to 3 days a week at the start while we sort of felt it out. Her first time kind of having an EA with her brands and stuff like that, and then my first time doing it. I was still with Ali, still had Georgie, and still had my barista job at that point. And then it just slowly evolved. I started getting more work with her, would drop off my barista job and then my other clients. And now I'm freelance, but it's basically full-time hours. Georgie is my only client, which I really love. It was fun having lots of different things on, but the only reason I love just having one now, because usually I'm a girl that loves to have my fingers in a lot of pies and do a lot of different stuff. The only reason I'm like happy is still stimulated just having Georgie, and that's my only role, my only client, is because every day is so different. It feels like I'm doing different jobs and different things, like, yeah, so different, and I love it so much. So yeah, I'm definitely someone that usually likes to have variety, and I definitely get that with this. So it is amazing, and that is my journey of, I guess, to explain the progression of experience that I got. And you know, a lot of jobs say you need experience or you need a degree, and I guess the reason I share my journey on here is to kind of prove to you guys and be the example that it's really, like, if you put your mind to it and you connect with the right people, you work hard and you show that you're good at what you do, you really can keep evolving and keep growing and keep achieving your goals. Next is, how did you know when you were ready to be self-employed? I love this question. It's definitely scary at first, but for me it was kind of like a circumstances forced me, but also it was a conscious decision at the same time. So to put it in perspective, I'm sure you can go find the vlog of the week that it happened. It was pretty much this exact time. Holy shit, it almost was. Like, when you're seeing this video, it will be like this week a year ago, when I took the plunge and moved to the Gold Coast and went full-time self-employed. So that was basically the transition of, at the time I was managing the role with Ali and being a barista, and at that time it worked really well because Ali had already moved to the Gold Coast at the same time I started seeing my boyfriend at the time, who was also on the Gold Coast. So I would spend the weekend with him, work for Ali on Monday on the Gold Coast, come back and do Tuesday to Saturday as a barista in Brisbane and when I was living at my mum's house. So that worked really well, and this is just the perfect example of like divine timing and when I knew I was truly in alignment and this is like exactly what my next step needed to be. So Georgie approached me for the job and she said from the get-go it was going to be 2 to 3 days a week, and then obviously I had that 4th day with Ali already, so I was pretty much, you know, confident that I would have that plus my influencing and stuff that I, you know, needed to make the move and go to the Gold Coast, because then both clients were on the Gold Coast and my boyfriend was on the Gold Coast. It was just the best timing, and obviously that meant I just had to resign from my barista job. It was only casual, but I was doing a lot of hours, and yeah, that was my transition from being employed as like an employee as a barista to then being completely self-employed. And I had my 2 clients, and then I also got a 3rd client once I moved here, just because in the early days with Georgie it wasn't a lot of work and I definitely needed more to be able to afford to move out of home and live here on the Gold Coast and everything like that. So many of these EA questions are double up, so I feel like I've answered a lot now already. Someone just said, how did you become an EA? Any tips for networking, and do you have any formal qualifications? I have no formal qualifications. So that uni degree that I said I started straight out of school, when I got the job at the gym, I stayed there for 4 weeks and then resigned and increased my workload and hours with that gym job, and then eventually went full-time. So did I say resigned? I meant dropped out of uni, same thing. And tips for networking, to be honest, connections is my absolute highest value, and that's actually something I really credit to that job at PLC at the gym. I learned so much about personal development from the young age of 17. I was delved straight into Cohen Ray, Gary Vee. I actually paid for myself to go on like this business summit thing with Cohen Ray in Sydney, $2,500 I think it was for like the flight down, the 2-day course or whatever it was. And yeah, I just head first into PD. We did like lots of goal setting, and I also learned a lot about, you know, your personal things like your values and your mission and your purpose. And anyway, to get to the point, we did the Dr. DeMartini values test, and from that point I discovered my highest value was connections, and it still is to this day. And now I can, being in the position that I'm in now, I can really see that playing out, and it makes so much sense to me because I'm someone who very much social butterfly, but in a business entrepreneurial kind of way as well. Like if I walk into a cafe, because as you guys might know, I want to own a coffee shop and a cafe in the near future. Yeah, whenever I walk into somewhere, I'm always thinking about like the back end, the operations side. Like I wonder who owns this, oh they did this really well, I wonder like yeah, how this team works together and that kind of stuff. And I'm always the first to ask like, business owners, like how they started or who they know and or how they met each other or whatever it is. If I'm somewhere, I'd be like, oh, like, are you the owner? How did you start this? Like, I'm just a very, I don't know, I really enjoy connecting with people like that, and it's something, yeah, that I guess gives me a lot of inspiration and really sparks that fire in your belly, which I know a lot of people often talk about. For example, like connections even through I don't know, just people that inspire me and people that in my eyes are doing what I want to be doing. That's to me, like, I guess the kind of people I like to network with, and it's just something that happens through social media a lot as well, which is amazing. But also just, I mean, the Gold Coast is a great place. Everyone knows everyone in some way or another, and I think once you get one connection and then you sort of enter that social bubble or that business or that gym or whatever, it's kind of just naturally happens. I find that one really hard to answer because I feel like it's like, not to like toot my own horn, but it's something that does come quite naturally to me, and I feel like you either have it or you don't in that sort of way. Wow, I absolutely love all of your questions, guys. This was just a little question box on my Instagram story. If you missed it, it's just Ellie Kate with 2 underscores. But yeah, I really loved those. I think I'll leave it there because this is going to be such a long video. I do want to start doing more of this kind of content. I don't really know how it's going to look, but yeah, definitely keen to get into any more juicy details if that's something you want to know. And obviously if you've watched my last vlog or 2, you'd know that I am beginning mentoring other girls, or anyone, sorry, any people that are interested in this type of work and don't really want to go down like the traditional university side of things, because I personally don't believe you need to at all. It's honestly, like, it's very beneficial, but it's, yeah, obviously not something I have. So yeah, there will be lots of that coming. I'm hoping to build out a website soon and show what I offer, but feel free to jump into my DMs because I love chatting to you guys about this, and it's definitely like where I see my own career going in the future, and I love it so much. It brings me so much joy and it keeps me so inspired. So thank you everyone for supporting me. It honestly, like, this side of my life plus my role as an executive assistant and that side of life, they complement each other so well, to the point where, like, I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys supporting me and helping me grow on social media as well, because it's really, really helpful and it means a lot to me. So thank you. I love you so much. I hope you have the best week whenever I get this up. I hope I can edit it soon. But yeah, really appreciate you. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next vlog. Bye.